So happy to see you. Wow. Thank you so much for the pleasure. I feel like you are the loudspeaker of the planet, man, and I'm so honored to be here. That's a very uncomfortable position to be.
Maine may be a small state, but we face big challenges, and Senator Susan Collins delivers solutions. When our veterans were left out in the cold, Susan Collins secured $3.6 million to help homelessness, and Collins co-sponsored a bill to protect military spouses' survivor benefits and provide rural veterans access to the A facilities. With her dedication, Susan Collins secures victories time and again for our veterans. Tell Susan Collins solutions for Maine's veterans.
Yeah, I bet. But look, I mean, you've talked to everybody in the planet, and I think I'm honored to be your first arm wrestler. Well, if I'm going to put on wrestler, it has to be good. And I'll take through the conversation. Yeah, I'm in the conversation. There's a couple of us, I think. Dominic, I don't know how close do you follow arm wrestling? Very cool. Yeah, I follow you. Well, I'm most fascinated by the energetics. His arms don't straighten. No, they don't, unfortunately. That didn't work. Yeah, it didn't work when I was trying to fight Thor either. It kind of limited the extension. But when did that start? I got into club arm wrestling. I arm wrestled when I was a kid, but I got into club arm wrestling when I was like 18. By the time I was 20 or so, he's like a very old, very decorated champion, and he famously at the time for me, he couldn't straighten his elbows, and I was like, oh man, I can't wait until my elbows don't straight. Like a silly wish, right? So it's really early, like I think I was like probably like in my late 20s, and it just the range started to shrink. Why is that from? It's just pressure mostly, like just the constant pressure on the elbow joint causes, osteophytes potentially. Like, and it doesn't happen to all the arm wrestlers. But have you got an MRI? I've had 3 surgeries. Just scar tissue, just chip bones and stuff. Chip bones. Dr. Pollock, bless his soul, at the Auto Hospital has extended my career till this age. Yeah, it can. That's probably one of the worst chronic conditions that arm wrestlers get. Is if the bone growth gets bad enough, it can start to constrict your nerves, blood flow, and that's one of the problems. Does that happen to you? 100%. Yeah. Yeah. I was probably it was like 2013, so 13 years ago was when I had my first surgery, and at that point, like trying to move forward, and pull it out as far as you can go. That's it, buddy. That's it. Wow. Yeah. The left is a little more than the right. It looks like probably a little bit. Yeah. And I've had 2 surgeries on the right, 1 on the left, but in my mind, it's a small price to pay. Like I'm as all in arm wrestling as you can possibly be, and this is our cost of admission for some of us. And does that happen to every arm wrestler? No. There's lots of arm wrestlers. It's a style thing. It's a genetic predisposition. I rolled the dice wrong one day and had a bad match. I think what happens is it's the pressure, it's the bones over time, and then it's if you're a dummy and keep on when you should probably rest. That probably doesn't help, and I'm guilty. So most of the greats. Anyways, on everything, it doesn't affect me in the sport. I call it weaponized arthritis. Okay? Because And I think that there's a muscular strength component that kicks in as well, right at the end of the range to protect you. So I just have a higher, arm bar.
Did it help you in arm bars as well?
Oh God, no, it doesn't. No, a good jujitsu guy is he's still gonna arm bar.
Well, that's also the bones would just snap.
Yeah, it's just gonna snap higher.
Yeah,
Yeah.
snap in bad places.
Yeah.
Did you ever try hanging from like a chin up bar to straighten it out?
I've tried a lot of things.
I saw a video with you in Juju Mufu.
Yeah.
Is that how you say his name?
Yeah, Juji.
Juji.
Yeah.
Juji Mufu?
Yeah, Juji Mufu.
Okay.
John Call. Yeah, he's great.
He's great.
Yeah.
He's such a character. But they were rolling. They were trying to like do some stuff with like these big metal bars to
Yeah.
roll out your muscles.
Uh-huh.
And you were in fucking agony.
Yeah.
I was like, that is crazy to watch. Like,
Yeah.
you really can't straighten your arm. When they were trying, you were screaming.
Yeah. Yeah, it's terrible. I've kind of just accepted it.
Did you ever try to hang?
I've tried so many things, but when I was young, when I was 20, I was wishing for the day that I could be like King George. So it's interesting, like I'm not. If I was like all about straightening my arm, I could probably still do it because the bone is actually removed. Now it's a sheath. There's like a capsule that surrounds the joint. That is probably the root cause of it.
What is the capsule made of?
I believe it's was fascia, just connective structure. I think it encapsulates the joint.
So everything is just sort of condensed to hold the joint together?
I think so. Yeah.
It's kind of a unique study. If you were like a physiologist, you're studying human anatomy, you would say, okay, like, what is possible?
Yeah.
Like, do you know about David Goggins' knees?
I know David Goggins. I don't know about his knees.
His knees are so great. He's bone on bone.
Yeah.
With both knees. He went to the doctor, and the doctor said, I don't know how you can walk with these knees. Forget about run thousands of miles. So his knees had it's what is it called, Jamie? It's like wolf something. It's like there's a condition. You're bone on bone for so long where the bone actually spreads out. And the doctor said, I've heard about this in theory. I've never seen it on an actual human being. Where his knee, the bone had grown out so weird that his knees were moving at like odd angles. So they had to saw his tibia and move his knee down. So he's still bone on bone, but now he has a flat surface. And so they cut it and then screwed it into place. And then he just rode a stationary bike for like fucking 5 months, like a maniac, and then started running again. Bone on bone.
Love it.
It's crazy.
He's wild.
Yeah. See if you can find what the condition is.
It's called Wolff's Law, biological principle stating that bones adapt and grow thicker in physical stress.
I think that's
Yeah.
it. Yeah. And his grew thicker and like kind of mushroomed out at the top of the knee because there's nothing there. There's no, and it's just bang, 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 bang. So it just kept growing out. And if you see, do we have the images of the surgery? I know I have to see a long.
It's showing a bunch of pictures from when he was on.
So see that where the fingerprints on his shin? That's because he had so much edema on his leg that he could squeeze it and that's after the surgery.
Awesome.
Yeah, but look at the actual, look at that, the photo of what the knee looks like. That's not him. Where's that? Okay, so they saw it and then they screw it down in place. They saw it. You lower it, level it out, and then screw it in place.
Yeah, for sure. I have something similar. I've been bone on bone for probably 2 decades.
Really?
Yeah.
All the cartilage is gone.
Nothing. So when I went and got my surgery, doc told me I have there's nothing there but bone. He said that maybe we can extend. Maybe we can give you another couple of years on your career. Maybe.
How long ago did you say this?
That was like 15 years ago. I'm probably no kidding. I probably pulled off my best show ever 6 weeks ago. So
Really? How old are you?
51.
That's amazing.
And I have another shot at the world title. Still number 1 in divisions. So I'm lucky, but I think it's the doctors will say something, but it's just not true. You can do anything.
Well, Goggins is a perfect example of that, and I guess so are you. It's like the idea that you can't do something is based on when most people quit.
Joe Baldacci, the hand-picked yes man of dark money DC. He's bankrolled by DC, and beholden to them, not us. The truth? Joe Baldacci is the only Democrat running for Congress who stands with Trump and opposed implementing Medicare for all Mainers now. Good for the establishment, bad for Mainers. Reject dark money and corporate Democrats. Vote no on DC's hand-picked man, Joe Baldacci. Real Change PAC is responsible for the content of this advertising.
Get ready for Twisted Tea Light. The same smooth and refreshing taste of Twisted Tea, only lighter. Keep it twisted.
So peaceful in the water.
Got your dry bag?
Right here.
Right. Want to try the water now?
Let's do one more practice round.
Headed out on the water? Bring a dry bag. Be prepared. Be wildly responsible.
What is this?
That's a rug.
Did you buy this rug because the neighbors are coming?
Oh my god. Joe, you remember Peanut Hawk?
It's a bit of a contentious environment in here, so I understand you love the contentious.
She's fine, but he is a fucking weirdo.
You know, they seem cool. And she's so pretty.
Have you had tequila?
Don't put on some music.
What kind of music you into, Hog? What is Sade? What is Sade?
She loves that.
We ought to get a few chances for the mean and fuck relationship tonight.
What is going on here?
Can we please do a reset?
This is for Marquez.
Yes, it is.
You can come down here tonight.
Invite us to Jonas. Sorry, we don't have to go over very often.
Yeah. Pain is a interesting thing to try and master, you know? It's information and you have to be able to live with it and work with it. But it's good. It's good to have this pain because it's kind of a guide on where you need to get better. The tendons and the tendinous structures of the elbow are super, super taxed in arm wrestling. And the process of rehabilitation and development of these structures under great duress and trauma is difficult, and it requires a lot of time and thought, which a lot of people aren't willing to put in.
I'm shocked at how much time grip training takes.
Yeah.
It takes forever. I've been trying to jack those grip strength things. The strongest I ever got to was 164, and I'm like, I want to get to 200. I feel like in my lifetime I get to 200. I can't get past 164. And the thing is, like, I keep lifting weights with my arms. And I'm always tired. So like every time I squeeze that thing, my hands are always sore. So I'm like, shit, I gotta take some time off to see if I can get it stronger. And so I'm doing all these wrist curls, and I've got the forearm finisher from Golden Grip, and I've got these big fat things that I use for cables to rotate. My hands got bigger. I'm definitely stronger, but it's like I don't know when to lay off of it or when to. Like, how many days a week do you do grip training?
Well, what's your guess?
Every day.
Of course.
Every day. And is that the way to do it? Is that the smart way to do it? Because I know you talk to a lot of those rock climber guys, and they have the craziest grip strength.
One of the things that I'll just say right away is a lot of people associate grip with arm wrestling, and 100% it's of massive importance. But the real technical nuance of the sport is to try and make the other person hold on to you, right? So it's not necessarily grip is more like defense and added offense, but the first step is to try and catch the other person's grip. But
How do you do that?
I did everything. We are opening up like technical arm wrestling. Okay,
Open it up.
Yeah. Okay. So I think from my position, the opening move in arm wrestling is a concept called rising. Like, you know, the movie Over the Top.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, this is the opening step of the sport, and what it is basically an attempt to get better grip. And if I can, the concept of making the other opponent hold on to you, that's the first step in technical supremacy. Okay, if you can make the other person hold on to you, if you can touch their fingers, if you can get their fingers activated and they're holding on to you, that's they're less efficient.
Okay.
Yeah, so it's about attacking weakness more than it is about going where you're strong.
So they're the most efficient when it's palm to palm and everything nice and tight. But as soon as you get like out here,
You want the pressure interaction to be unfair to your advantage. Right? Like if we were to arm wrestle, you would want to put the pressure in my fingertips, like
Right.
with like almost like a hammer type motion. Right? So you're basically, it's almost like a curl. It's more complicated, but that's like the first way to start to think about it. Like people think about arm wrestling and think about pinning each other.
right?
And this is a very short-sighted way to think about the sport. You think about pulling the match close to you. This concept of rising is this upwards, spinning, slipping motion where the end result is you have a better grip. And anything that they try and do, it's going to go through the weakest system they have, which is their fingertips. Yeah. So it's great to have an awesome grip. Really.
That's not fair.
So like proportionally in my workload, if I was doing 21 sets, 21 or I think I do 21 working sets typically in my workouts. One of them is dedicated purely to grip
Every day,
all day.
all day. So you just do them throughout.
I lead a very simple life at the moment.
So structure, like how do you do it?
My structure right now, I think that I'm probably one of the most dedicated arm wrestlers in the world in time, in terms of like what I do with my life and how much energy I give the sport. Is I base it off of a week. Okay, so I train with the club probably twice a week. And this changes, but typically I'm going twice a week, and these are my hardest days. And I go in there and I just completely redline and max out in the sport. Okay, all of the exactly what I got to do, I'm doing it my highest capacity. I have my family, we're all so my kid, he's a pro too.
Wow.
Yeah, he's competing this weekend.
That's crazy.
Yeah, it's crazy. So we have our own thing where we'll hit we'll train together. But really 2 hard sessions a week, and then whatever I fit in with my kids. And then the rest of the days are like mindless, not just the monotony level is extreme. My wife and I'm retired, right? So I have nothing but time. And I just try and put everything into it. So like, it's all day. So I wake up and I'm training all day.
So these machines, like this is some of the shit that you have.
Yeah.
Now, is this a machine that's specifically designed for arm wrestling? Did this exist, or did you help create this?
This actually machine is handed down for me from the best female arm wrestler ever to exist, Leanne Dufresne, Johnny Robbins. So this is like a very standard arm wrestling equipment. It's basically an arm wrestling table with a cable system. And this is super old, okay? This table you're looking at here, that's like a 40-year-old table. And it's still working. But yeah, you can buy a pulley system on a table. And it's really, like this is basically all I do. I work off of the table, different angles, different pressures that all just replicate the pressures in arm wrestling.
So you have a fat grip, looks like a PVC tube, and then you're using that to work your fingertips and roll your wrists and just get to be really strong at that position where you're turning someone's wrist over.
We call that a multi-spinner. And what's interesting about it is you see it's a single point attachment. So it's a little bit like Swiss ball for the wrist. So it's a Swiss ball. Like a Swiss ball, like people do like squats on them, like the ball in the gym. People do like
like a Bosu ball. Is that what it's called?
Bosu's like a half, right?
Oh, is that what it is? Okay.
Swiss ball is like just the big round balls that.
Okay.
Yeah, and you see
Like
people.
a yoga ball.
Yeah.
Whatever they're called.
Right. You ever jumped on a Swiss ball and done squats or anything?
No.
Okay. Well,
I have the half one.
Yeah.
That I do stuff on.
yeah, Swiss ball is way more unstable. So it's a similar concept where it's very unstable through the wrist. And there's different wraps, but there's like a few base moves in arm wrestling. Probably top rolling, hooking, and pressing.
And you just do shit like this all day.
all day. And this is in my taper, okay? I know, it's crazy. That's the hardest part.
This is in your what room?
This is in my basement.
Oh, your basement.
Yeah. And what you see here, this was actually my final workout before I pulled the Russian champion Vitaly Letin like 6-7 weeks ago. So I've tapered. Normally, all these movements you see, I'm doing like 100 repetitions. So lots of blood flow.
And when you're doing 100 repetitions at like the what, 50% max weight?
No.
Like, what do you weigh?
Nothing.
Nothing. Like 20 pounds, something like
Yeah.
Really? Is that the key?
I experiment a lot, okay? I've done so many different systems, but this is what I've come up with that I think is best. So basically, it all revolves around these arm wrestling practice days, where it's 100%, this is what I want my body to maximize about. But the off days, the Tuesday, the Wednesday, it's all day just doing blood flow. Just increasing the amount of blood that flows through the fascia, flows through these chains in arm wrestling motions. And the 100 is all I'm trying to do is increase my circulation, especially through my connective structures. And movement is so essential.
Why is that more beneficial than like hard strength training, like small reps, like low numbers of reps with high weight?
So super debatable, okay? And I've done all of it. What I found is, in my opinion, you only have so much energy, and this is something we gotta really weigh in, because if I could just smash, heavy stuff all the time and take steps forward, I'd do it. But I found that you don't want to detract from the thing you're really, really trying to do. So anything that takes away from your ability to do that, I think you should look at cutting. The best part of my training is on the table. So anything that kind of messes with that, I don't want to do it. I've done a lot of systems where I'm lifting heavy, but the thing is they take energy, they take resources, and what I really want to do is prepare my body so I can do that specific task as good as possible. The high rep training heals me. It heals me. A lot of people are like, oh, that's a lot of work. I'm like, it's really not. It's a form of healing almost. Yeah.
Interesting.
Yeah.
Just the blood flow and the consistent movement and high repetitions.
Yes. This is highly debated, okay? But I'm proving it over and over the years. I started doing, because arm wrestling is a strength sport, no doubt about it. So right away people think, oh, heavy weight and high reps is dangerous because you're going to become an endurance guy and it's going to make you weaker. But when you go low, your work volume is tremendous. Okay, if you're doing lightweight all day long, I mean, the amount of total weight you're lifting becomes astronomical. And I think that adaptation over long periods is wonderful. And you can't get the blood flow through the connective structures without movement. So this is really why I do it. The healing aspect, the overall metabolic conditioning that you get. And the taper is a big part of it as well. But yeah, I'm doing all my heavy lifting specifically in the sport. Like I'm not doing my heavy lifting at this time in my career, and also Joe, I'm 51, and I'm plagued with injuries, so I have to be very specific. I have to be very precise. This is the best formula I've come up with.
And when you were younger, did you approach it differently?
I made so many mistakes.
What was the initial approach? Just lift as heavy as you can?
Yeah, lift as heavy as I can.
Well, you're a giant dude already, right? So you already naturally have like big bones, big genetics. So did you power lift? Like what did you do initially?
I was a judo guy. I was a basketball guy. I was a military guy. So I did a lot of different stuff. I was very cross-trained. I even did Ironman for a bit. But
How does that be so hard for you?
yeah,
All that weight?
yeah. When I say Ironman, apologies, not traditional, military Ironman. So
What's the difference?
a military Ironman, you're doing it with a backpack, you're portaging a canoe, you're paddling, you're running with a backpack. So that race, a winning time is, probably anything under 6 hours, like 5.5 6 hours. So it's long duration, but it's slightly heavier. So I'm still big, even for that. Like most champions, most guys who win Ironman are, average size or even smaller. But yeah, the size. I mean, I'm a bigger person. But yeah, I did a lot of different sports, but I've always loved arm wrestling. It's always been the one I've come back to.
What is it about it?
I think that there's a lot of things about it. For me personally, it was my first sport. Like I started arm wrestling with my grandmother when I was like 4 years old.
Your grandmother?
Yeah, yeah.
Really?
Never underestimate the power of a grandmother. Yeah, yeah, yeah. I was a rowdy little kid, and in a with a German mother who didn't let me do too much crazy stuff around the house. And my grandmother used to come over, and it was a reward system. She'd tell me to do chores, and the result was I got to arm wrestle with her. Yeah, I never beat her.
That's crazy.
I never beat her. It's funny. Her name was Levon, and the current super heavyweight world champion is Levon. So I've never beat either of them. Yeah, it's a bit trippy. Yeah, so I started young. I love arm wrestling because it's a very safe fight. Okay, like I love fighting. Everything in my life has been about fighting, and arm wrestling is one of those fight sports that has super low cost. Like we don't punch each other in the head. I'll be able to walk. Nothing on my spine. My elbows go straight. So it's low cost. You can do it your whole life. Like we've had world champions in the open division who are almost 70.
What?
Yeah.
What?
Yeah, that's cool, right?
That's incredible.
I love it.
How's that possible?
Yeah, the hand is weird. Like this thing here is designed for volume, and it just slowly builds. The hand the structure has so much connective tissues in it, so much tendon, and it takes so long to build. Age is an advantage in a lot of ways because you just have more time to get further in arm wrestling. Yeah, I'm 51. I'm telling you, I probably competed at the highest level, and I believe I can still go further. It's non-typical. It's non-typical. And the thing that I love most about it, the very most, is the family and the bonds. Arm wrestling clubs are special places. It's very blue collar. Open doors, man. There's not a lot of money associated with the sport in terms of membership fees. We arm wrestle each other's garages and houses, and it breeds a very big family. Like I consider the club that I train with my family. Like so, that's my. I mean, that's what sport's all about.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, yeah. And arm wrestling is very consistent to that.
So you say it's non-typical that you could compete at this level, at this age. How old are like most of the top guys?
I'd say that you hit your probably peak typically when you are low 30s. So very standard. Oh, that's my buddy Pork Chop. Oh, there's Crazy George. This is the guy. So this guy.
Which one's Crazy
The
George?
dude who's down there, not the guy in the green shirt. So these are both good buddies.
And this is the guy who can't straighten his arms out?
Oh, he can't. He's super locked up, okay? But he's doing this move called a King's move, or outside top roll. And you see Pork Chop's wrist is bent back. I love Porky. I train with Porky twice a week. But yeah, Crazy George. And Crazy George is like 160 pounds. And Porky's like 230, completely tremendously jacked and strong. Yeah, and Pork Chop is like a professional arm pulling at East versus West. Okay, that's our highest league. And Crazy George is, yeah,
That's incredible.
yeah, it's completely incredible. Yeah, and another guy from our club, Matt Smith, against Crazy George. I think Matt actually made it here. This is actually the time period of Crazy George's downfall. Okay, so
How old is Crazy George in this film?
he'd probably be late 60s here. Okay.
Wow.
Yeah, he's an absolute legend to me in sport. Like technically, so this guy, he spent the first 20 years in the sport, 2 up, 2 down. Okay, go to tournament, double elimination. And that's the Canadian champ. These guys are all champions that you see in arm wrestling. And he basically, I didn't invent it, but there were very few people doing this style of arm wrestling. Okay, all in the outside top roll or a king's move. And he really figured it out, and very difficult to deal with.
What is he doing? He's dropping down and lowering his body weight.
Yeah, so there's many kind of main strengths in arm wrestling. Okay, there's rising strength, there's pronational strength, there's cupping strength, and this pronational. See this this is like my favorite example.
Jesus Christ, look at that thing. That's so weird.
Yeah.
Show that. Let's look at that. Who the fuck has that?
Right.
That muscle's so weird.
Yeah, right. So that.
I don't even think I have that. Where is that?
Yeah. That's right.
That's nuts.
Right.
That's, mine is non-existent.
I was gonna interrupt. I saw it on this thumbnail, and I was gonna say, what?
That's fucking crazy.
It's one of my dreams to have bodybuilders and they're, I have BB just to be doing pronator poses one day. It's the
I don't even have that.
you got first turn your thumb down.
Like that?
Yeah, and pop your wrist back. There it is. See it? There's it. Yeah. There you go. That's the one.
Little bitch ass.
That's the one. Yeah.
Little bitch ass muscle. God, that's
So
hilarious. That's gigantic.
yeah. So different styles in arm wrestling, okay? Like they have different roots, okay? And the king's move, top rolling in general, outside top rolling is super dependent on pronation. It's all this twisting it, twisting. It's weaponized, right? We get really strong, and there's a relationship between all the angles in the hand. The angles are very complex, right? All sorts of stuff it can do. And the main two drivers, cupping we call it, flexion, and pronation. And these two interact. So when one pronates, it attacks the other one's cup. So there's a relationship between them. So Crazy George is like the master of pronational styles. King's move is pronation style. I, over the course of my career, changed techniques. Probably my best technique is an open top roll or a king's move. Yeah, and I learned a lot. It's like the guy that, one of my first coaches, a guy called Troy Eaton, he could never beat George. He couldn't beat George. We tried for years to figure him out. So, and that was back when I was 20. Right. So I've been studying this style for 30 years. And yeah, it's a combination of locks and giveaways and balancing. Arm wrestling things happen really quickly, very quickly. But it's a balancing act of all these different strengths.
So what is it about you that's able to keep competing at a very high level into your 50s?
I think
is it this approach where you're just doing all these reps all day long? Do you think that's a big part of it? Huge part of it. Because you're constantly forcing your muscles to work, you're constantly getting blood flow, and you're not losing any strength.
Yeah,
as you get older.
It's a huge part. Yeah, my work volume probably exceeds most people in the sport with that. So metabolically and from a health perspective, it keeps my tendons and ligaments really functional. And I'm just a very simple and obsessed person, and I arm wrestle at every opportunity.
Don't you also have some very freaky genetics? Didn't Ryan?
Yeah.
What is his last name?
Rosner. This guy's the best.
Very interesting guy.
Smartest person I know.
Geneticist, and he was explaining to me how unusual your genes are.
We all have unusual genes.
Yeah, but you have really unusual genes.
Well, that topic is so big, the genetic piece. I think that what a massive piece going forward for our species. The mastery of genetics. It's right at the top, I think, of our highest priorities.
There was a thing that they were talking about last night in the green room. See if you can find this. They think they might have figured out a way to end Down syndrome. They think they might have figured out a way with genetic engineering, with CRISPR or whatever they're using, whatever modalities they're using, to end Down syndrome.
Sure.
Which is wild.
I think that there's so many answers with genetics. I personally believe that, and this this is a big topic with freedom and everything like that, but I really believe that when you're born, you should be swabbed, and it should accompany your health, card or whatever, and just as a information. There's so much.
Well, it probably will be in the future as all these techniques and all this new stuff comes out. CRISPR takes a bold leap toward silencing Down syndrome's extra chromosome. Wow. So scientists have taken an important step towards a gene therapy that can one day turn off the genetic material that causes Down syndrome. Down syndrome is a genetic condition caused by an extra chromosome 21 and consequently hundreds of triplicate genes that lead to developmental and neurological issues. According to Washington-based National Down Syndrome Society, 1 in every 640 babies in the United States is born with Down syndrome. That makes it the most common chromosomal condition. So what is it doing here? Okay, so Beth Israel Deaconess Medical Center and Harvard Medical School found a way to silence much of the extra chromosomes activity in the cell at once. Details of the research are published in a paper in the journal Proceedings of the National Academy of Sciences. Wow. So what is weird about your genes, though? Ryan told me, but I don't remember. He goes, you got to talk to him about his genes.
Well, Ryan's actually got to talk to. I mean, I'm a high school educated guy, and I've been down to Austin several times to hang out with Ryan. I absorb everything I can from this guy. But I think that my genetics, I think I'm predisposed to endurance, actually.
Endurance?
I think so. I think if you take an overall look at my genetics, I think I have a lot of, favorable mutations that are, predispose me to good, but it's weird. I don't know, man. Listen, to the genetic side of things, I'll sound silly if I try and talk too much about it. I'll just tell you that there are favorable genetics for sure. There's favorable mutations, and it's amazing. If you could capture all of them from everybody and put it together, and you never know what
You get Brian Shaw.
we've scanned Brian. Yeah, that's the thing. So this project that Ryan is doing, I like to help him out a little bit. We've been looking at elite performers, and with the goal to find favorable mutations. And yeah, we scanned Brian.
He's in the Bible. Yeah, that guy's the Bible. Yeah, he's like, David and Goliath.
Yeah.
They're real people out there like that.
Yeah.
So his genetics are 1 out of every 500 million people. Isn't it something crazy along those lines?
Yeah, he's completely he's right at the peak of human performance, right from a genetic standpoint.
Just freakish. Bone density, everything.
And it's not just the bone density that James Ryan said. Like, there's many pieces of Brian's genetics that make him a champion. But yeah, he has some stuff in him that Ryan has never seen. Yeah, nobody. And I probably shouldn't be speaking about other people's medical stuff, but I love Brian. He can sue me if he wants. Nobody has growth hormone. He has a different type of growth hormone.
What do you mean?
I don't think it's the same.
What?
I don't think he has this. We're opening something so cool because you talked about the Down syndrome, and there's some very interesting stuff with that. But yeah, Brian, I don't believe that Brian's growth hormone is the same as yours and mine.
What does that mean?
It might be molecularly different, or it might have. You're gonna have to talk to him. But
His
it's
growth hormone
yeah.
is different. Is it a different kind of growth hormone?
He has a mutation in his growth hormone.
Well, that makes sense.
Yeah, it does.
I mean, he's almost 7 feet tall and he's 400 pounds.
Yeah, and he doesn't stop. He doesn't stop. But it's weird, the whole like Down syndrome thing. They can do stop codes. Like some genes, like some mutations that you get. From what I understand, there's like a stop code on a gene. So whatever your gene is, when the mRNA lands on it, starts to do its thing, like there can be a stop code or something that just stops that gene from expressing. And I think that that's likely what they do with that. They somehow insert a stop code. But I mean, there's people out there who have like world records, like for things like deadlift, that don't have fast twitch muscle according to their genetics. So it's really weird.
What do you mean they don't have fast
Like they have a stop code on their fast twitch genetics. It's an amazing field. Genetics is an amazing
So
field.
is that a lack of understanding of what fast twitch do, or is it they can compensate with the other muscles in some way?
I don't think it's other muscles because I think that it would probably apply to all the musculature. So there's something that we don't understand. There's something weird going on. Eddie, you can sue me. Eddie Hall, I love you. I love you. Eddie's got a stop code
In his genes.
Professor Schwartz. Makes no sense.
Well, that doesn't make any sense.
Makes no
He
sense.
moves so fast.
I know.
And he hits so fucking hard. That's crazy.
It's crazy.
How is that possible?
I don't know.
I've seen that guy hit mitt.
I know.
Right.
I know.
Look, the Hercules.
No.
I'm that.
No.
Oh, that's myostatin.
Yeah.
That's myostatin inhibitors.
Yeah.
So it breaks the production of myostatin, a protein that stops muscles from growing too large. So with myostatin inhibitors, they've done that with, I'm sure you've seen those whippets. that
Yes,
have
of
it.
course.
So whippets are a weird dog. It's a very skinny, fast dog. And some whippets are born with this genetic mutation that's a myostatin inhibitor, and they look like the Hulk. It's the show into that, please. It is the craziest. That doesn't look like a real dog.
Right.
That doesn't look like a real dog. That's a crazy bodybuilder dog. Because if you see a regular whippet, show me a regular whippet now, please.
Yeah.
Regular whippets. Look at a regular whippet, like a real fast, almost like a greyhound looking dog. And then you see the ones with the myostatin inhibitor gene, and you're like, what the hell is going on? They look like the most freakish bodybuilder of all time, but in a dog form. And some humans have that.
Belgian blues also. The Belgian
Cows.
Yeah.
Yes. Yeah.
and they have it too.
Yeah.
So they offer already genetic therapy that gives you folostat. So there's a balance between folostat and myostatin. From what I understand, like the key that turns on the cells for growth is folostat. And myostatin tells the cell to stop growing big enough.
Right.
Important. Very important.
Yeah.
And so if you don't have myostatin, all that turn key gets is folostat.
Mm.
So the only signal that you're ever getting with the myostatin deficiency is folostat. And so, yes, they offer a genetic therapy that increases your folostat.
They offer it to who?
Every D is an order, guys. Oh my gosh! Oh my gosh! Shake and win millions of prizes with the AliExpress $1 challenge. Get unreal deals for just $1 with $10,000 in flight credits and a $3,000 AliExpress shopping spree. Download Shake Win.
10 out of 10 friends say you have to go to that wing place. And that pizza joint. That noodle spot. Which you have time for 0 out of 10 nights. Fortunately, DoorDash knows all your neighborhood hotspots. So you can always get the best of what's around. I wish you the best of luck with that. Shake up your dinner routine. Order with DoorDash.
Anybody with enough money. Yeah. There's a bunch of genetic therapies that they've already created. Folostat is one.
And so that would be for power lifters or football players who just want to get fucking huge.
I think initially it was created for longevity because as you age, your folostat drops, and that's why people get smaller, shrink as they get older.
Right.
And folostat just helps you maintain
Muscle mass.
Yeah. So it's I think it's mostly promoted as an anti-aging remedy, but absolutely, like you want to get your performance up. Yeah, increase
They're
it.
doing so many wild things now.
Yeah.
They've got this new therapy now for people with disc degeneration. I'm sure you have it. I have it. A lot of people have it. Especially anybody who does jiu-jitsu has it. Your discs just get worn out and get cranked on, and like heavy lifters always have it. Lower back issues. The disc is the soft cushion in between the spinal columns, and those big bones push down that disc, and over time, and all that compression, it squashes. But now they've got stuff that they can inject into the disc that inflates the discs. Yeah. And so all these people that have been getting artificial discs and fusions and all the problems that come with that, because there's massive problems, they're going to be able to eliminate that, which is amazing.
Super cool.
Oh, so super cool. And I tell everybody, if you could avoid back surgery, please avoid back surgery. Don't fucking do it. There's a lot of different ways. Like I always tell everybody, and I'll tell everybody again, Louis Simmons, his invention, that invention, the reverse hyper, fucking incredible. One of the greatest invention ever for people with lower back problems. I have one here in the studio. I have one in my house. I fucking swear by that machine. It's so good. It decompresses the spine on the decel and on the uplift. When you're lifting up the weights, it straightens the muscles out. It's like a perfect exercise for lower back issues.
Yeah, it's wild when we look at the future in terms of performance and how far the age is being pushed. Like we see Crazy George, but I think I'm optimistic that all the ages are just going to be pushed and pushed until you're probably maybe not going to be a champion until you're 60.
That's crazy,
right?
That's crazy. Well, that's for arm wrestling. Well, I wonder what's going to happen with regular sports. The stuff that's pushing this stuff is performance-enhancing drugs. You know, peptides, stem cells. Not really. That's not really a performance-enhancing drug, but for injuries. But testosterone, all these different steroids, all these different things. The thing about like combat sports in particular is that you can't use those things. They're not allowed. But when you can use them, you see these older athletes that have the mind of an older athlete, but the body looks like a young guy. Right. My favorite example of that is Ealdforn when he was in his prime.
TRT Ealdforn.
Yeah, TRT Ealdforn was the scariest fucking guy ever. Yeah. Because he was jacked up with testosterone, but he was also 37 years old, a lifetime of combat sport experience, a lifetime of intelligence, but hadn't lost any speed, hadn't lost any strength. In fact, had like superhuman speed and strength because he was juicy, super juicy. But it makes you think, like, man, what would the sport look like if it was open to everybody? Right.
Interesting.
It is interesting because there's a lot of guys that want to keep competing, but their body just doesn't respond the way it used to training because they're 37 or 38 or 39. But if you can get them on the sauce,
right. Where's the limit?
Yeah,
right.
And why not let them?
Absolutely. Why not? You know, I'm a big believer in tested sport. You know, I think that's wonderful. And I think that that'll never go away. And I think it's important. But I'm also a believer in open up the gates and let everybody play.
Well, that's why I really love this whole idea of doing enhanced games. It didn't really pan out the way everybody hoped. Nobody really won any records other than one guy in the swimming, but he wore a prohibited suit that lets you swim quicker, apparently.
Yeah.
But I was hoping, like, some freakish superhuman performances. But I feel like if that's going to happen, that's going to take years. I don't think you get the kind of gains that these people are hoping to get to achieve, like, world records, super freak human performance, unless you're doing that stuff for a long, like, you know as well as anybody, that training takes forever. It takes to build strength, to build speed, to build endurance. It takes a long ass time. You think you're going to get strength in 3 months, like, you get a little stronger, for sure, but you're not going to get freakish strength for fucking years. It takes years, decades. Like Juji Mufu, like how long has that guy been lifting weights? That guy's a fucking freak.
Yeah, you can't build this stuff overnight.
And I bet he would melt a piss cup.
Listen, I think
Not
that
a chance.
Juji, look at myself included. You know, I care about performance. This is what I care about, and so many people fall into the same.
Look at that guy. Hey,
Yeah,
chance to know that dude's natural.
You know, I'll tell you, Juji is
That is
probably
amazing, though, that he can do that. That kind of flexibility with that kind of mass is, look at that. While overpressing a full side squat or side split, that's nuts. On chairs, Jean-Claude Van Damme style.
Juji started out tricking. Okay,
What does that mean?
like it's a
Yeah,
form.
that sounds like. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. So he actually started off.
Sounds like he's picking up guys.
Yeah, no, Juji is super cool. It's like flipping.
It's on America's Got Talent.
Yeah.
Oh, wow.
It's like a or gymnastics.
Right.
Yeah.
Well, I've seen him do acrobatic stuff, and it's really nuts.
Right.
Like his physical ability, like it defies what you expect from a guy with a mass.
Right. Yeah. So he's a combined, like almost gymnast and bodybuilder, and he's probably better now than ever. And I think Juji's in his 40s.
Wow.
Yeah. And yeah, he's massive and healthy and, absolutely kicking ass. Probably the most positive human being that I've met.
But he seems super positive
He is.
in his YouTube videos.
Yeah.
And we have snorted his fucking smelling salts like
It's strong.
He's got the best stuff.
He does.
We've snorted his stuff about 100 times on this show.
Yeah, actually.
Look at him doing flips.
Yeah.
That's crazy that a guy with that kind of mass can move like that.
Juji is actually the inspiration for this modern, this latest way that I'm training. It was actually
Really?
Yeah. Juji came up to my place probably about a year and a half ago, and we were just redlining in our two-hand work. Okay, and it was so good. Two-hand work. Yeah. So I would be considered like the senior guy in my club. Okay, so and we have this kind of rule in the clubs to make things work properly. Senior holds, junior works. Okay, so the senior is kind of staying with you, floating with you, and the junior is able to control their intensity. So the guy who would normally win the match doesn't win.
He is holding
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Right, like defense work in jiu-jitsu.
Exactly. Okay, but just to help out that guy, typically will do two-arm work. Okay, to kind of flip the script for him, so somebody can hold like me with two arms and kind of let me get to red line. Yeah. So Juji and I were doing that like a year and a half ago, and it was so good. It was so much fun. I was like, what am I doing? Having anything kind of cut into this, and that's when I stopped doing heavy lifting. It was as a result of training with Juji.
So this two-arm work of just holding and just working on that, you feel is more important than all the lifting and all the other stuff?
Yeah.
Because it's sport specific.
Exactly.
And does he arm wrestle?
He does a little bit. Juji does everything.
But why did you working with him make you train differently?
Juji's a special guy. I think that just you don't have to be the best in your field. If you have a certain energy or certain thing with you, Juji is a wonderful, creative, hardworking guy, and you get a chance to train with him. It doesn't matter the skill level. It's just his level of energy is so good that when we work together, it helps me. I don't know. I don't know how it happened, but he unlocked this understanding of the priority of that training for me. I've always done it, but never.
How did he unlock it? I'm not getting it.
I think that our training session, so what happened was Juji came over, and I normally, on days that I do table work, I do not hit the gym. Okay, because I don't want anything to kind of impact my table work. And because I only had a day with Juji, I wanted to show him how I was training. And at the time, I was training very heavy. We did this circuit. I showed him all my latest exercises that I was prioritizing. And then we went to the club that night. And we had this awesome two-arm work, but I felt as though, the singles and everything that I'd done earlier in the day had a slight effect. I was like, I can't let that happen again. I need to make sure I put all my energy into this table training. And it's funny, being 51 and having over 30 years competitively in the sport, I still feel like I learned. I still feel like I changed things from event to event. Yeah.
Well, that's a sign you're doing something wrong.
Yeah.
Right?
That's the key.
Continue to get better at it, continue to grow at it.
Key to life.
So just the one training session with him changed your perspective on that because you just weren't performing as well?
That was a tipping point. That was a tipping point for me. So I generally have a protocol, like a training kind of balance, a recipe that I'm going to follow pretty much from event to event.
And this is all made by you?
It is made by me, and I watch everything. I love arm wrestling, but I'm looking at sports. I'm always trying to get better. So yeah, it's my protocol that I come up with, and then I'll tweak it based off of my results. Okay, so if I'm doing good, not much changes. If I don't do as good as I think I should do, or there's like something, I'll tweak it from event to event. And yeah, and that night was the night that I decided I need to get rid of heavy weights because this is so good. This training is so good when done properly. And that's the key, when done properly. Like 2-arm work can suck. Like if you do 2-arm work wrong, it can hurt you, it can set you back. But when done properly, it's the best training that there can be.
Specific, super specific. And do you do stuff that's not specific for arm wrestling, just for overall body strength? Like, do you feel like there's a balance to be achieved?
This is the greatest criticism that I always receive as an athlete, is because I don't really.
Just arm wrestling stuff.
I go for walks.
That's it? Really? No lunges? No leg
I'm
curls?
trying a little bit to work it back in some minimal way, but it's interesting, cross training, specialization. I have a long background in very broad training. Okay, like I once upon a time was a fit human being in many aspects, but I really care about being a champ, and I could probably be a healthier guy and be able to run, squat, deadlift, or I can be a little bit of a cripple and be pulling for world title shots. Is the way I kind of look at it. I chose that.
Wow.
I should do more squats.
Well, my only thought would be that if you conditioned and strengthened your overall body, it would just help your overall strength.
Yeah.
I mean, that is the thought about deadlifting and squatting, is that it helps everything.
Yeah.
Because your whole body just becomes stronger. And it would just naturally, like your base, everything, your core, everything would just be much more, your foundation would be stronger.
I hear you.
But I don't know.
I don't know.
I'm not, obviously, I'm not arm
I
wrestling.
don't know either. Okay, everything. I'm playing with everything.
Mhm.
This is constantly what pretty much every reasonable